What if Muhammad Ali was never banned from boxing? What if the greatest never lost the prime years of his career to politics, punishment, and principle? This question isn't just about sports, it's about history, identity, and the power of one man to stand against the world. Because in the real timeline, Ali's refusal to be drafted into the Vietnam War in 1967 cost him everything. His titles were stripped, his license revoked, his voice silenced for over 3 years, from age 25 to 29, the exact window when most champions cement their legacy. But imagine if that exile never happened. Imagine if Muhammad Ali, the reigning heavyweight king, never had to leave the ring, never had to trade punches for press conferences, never had to fight his greatest battles outside the ropes. This is the story of what might have been, if the greatest had never been silenced. It's 1967. Ali stands undefeated at 29-0 after dismantling Zora Fali in Madison Square Garden. The world watches, divided, half in awe of his brilliance, half burning with resentment for his outspokenness. But in this alternate timeline, when the US government calls his name for induction, something changes. His lawyers find a loophole. Or maybe, the public pressure to keep sports and politics apart forces the Boxing Commission's hand. Either way, the ban never comes. Ali continues as the active heavyweight champion, still defiant, still poetic, still untouchable. The boxing world braces for what's next, and it's chaos. Joe Frazier rises through the ranks, Sonny Liston fades into memory, and a young George Foreman is still years away. But in this reality, Ali's dominance continues without interruption. He defends his title in 1968 against Jerry Quarry, outboxing him with lightning jabs and dancing feet. In 1969, he meets Oscar Bonavena, putting on a masterclass in movement, a reminder that boxing can be ballet when performed by a genius. Without exile, Ali's style evolves naturally, not under the weight of rust and lost time. His reflexes remain razor-sharp. His footwork, once called impossible for a heavyweight, continues to mesmerize. By the early 1970s, Ali is 40-0, the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, not just by record, but by aura. And with every fight, his myth grows. The public perception shifts too. Without the ban, the resentment fades faster. The media, initially hostile, begins to respect his consistency, his mastery, his commitment to his craft. The civil rights movement still looks to him as a symbol of resistance, but now, he's not a martyr in exile. He's a champion in motion. His message carries from victory podiums, not courtrooms. In this timeline, Ali doesn't return rusty to face Joe Frazier in 1971. Instead, their first clash happens in 1969, both in their absolute primes. The fight of the century becomes a meeting of equals, but without the years off, Ali's rhythm is sharper, his endurance superior. He wins by unanimous decision after 12 rounds of brilliance, not a brutal slugfest, but a symphony of speed and strategy. The world sees the ultimate version of Ali, blending his early quickness with the discipline and wisdom of a champion who never lost his edge. Frazier remains great, but never the man who beat the greatest. The trilogy still happens, but the narrative changes. It's no longer about redemption, it's about legacy. And Ali's legend only grows. The ripple effects stretch across boxing history. Without Ali's absence, the heavyweight division never splinters into confusion. Contenders like Jimmy Ellis, Buster Mathis, and Joe Frazier don't have interim titles to chase. The championship lineage remains pure, one king, one throne. And when George Foreman arrives in 1973, the stage is set for the most anticipated fight in decades, the young powerhouse against the undefeated master. But here, the fight plays out differently. The Ali who faces Foreman isn't the older, slower, rope-a-dope strategist of Zaire. He's the 31-year-old version, still fast, still fluid, still untouched by time. There is no need for the rope-a-dope because Ali doesn't need to survive. He intends to dominate. Foreman comes charging, swinging thunder, but Ali's movement neutralizes his power. The result? A 10th-round technical knockout with Foreman exhausted and Ali grinning, crowned the eternal king of boxing. And that win, not a comeback story, but a continuation, redefines what greatness means. By now, Ali is 45-0. No ban, no exile, no losses on his record. His global fame transcends sport. The 1970s become the age of Ali, where every country, every continent knows his name, not as a symbol of protest, but as a living god of the ring. He tours Africa and Asia not as a returning hero, but as the reigning champion of the world. The rumble in the jungle still happens, but it's an exhibition, a celebration, not a comeback. Ali's charisma becomes the foundation of global boxing culture, televised fights, sponsorships, international bouts. The sport becomes globalized decades earlier, and Ali is at its center. Without the years of political exile, Ali's relationship with America also evolves. He remains outspoken, but respected. The same journalists who once vilified him now praise his eloquence and courage. The friction between Ali and the establishment becomes dialogue, not war. And because his platform never shrinks, his voice for justice grows louder, in real time, not as an echo of what could have been. He becomes an active figure in bridging racial divides, an icon of confidence for young black athletes who see in him both strength and grace. Without the forced silence, Ali's influence multiplies. The ripple effect touches sports far beyond boxing. From basketball to track, athletes learn that greatness and conscience can coexist. By 1975, Ali is nearing 50-0. His fights are less about proving himself and more about defying time. The rivalry with Frazier still burns, but it's less personal. Both men now legends, sharing the stage. Their third meeting, the Thrilla in Manila, still happens, but under different terms. Ali doesn't need redemption, he seeks closure. The fight is grueling, but Ali, in better shape and with fewer miles on his body, wins decisively in the 10th round. There's no talk of retirement yet because Ali's body hasn't paid the same price. Without the layoff, there were fewer comebacks, fewer wars, fewer punches absorbed. His speech stays sharp, his health intact. He continues fighting into the late 1970s, winning 2 more titles before finally retiring at 50-0 in 1978. And when he walks away, it is not because he has broken, it is because he has done everything a human being can do. The world celebrates him not just as the greatest boxer, but as the perfect one. The mythology surrounding Ali in this reality is beyond anything sports has ever seen. No exile, no rust, no political punishment, just uninterrupted brilliance. His undefeated record stands as a monument, untouchable, almost mythical. But the deeper impact is cultural. The version of Ali who never lost his platform becomes a statesman of his time, using his influence to mentor young athletes, advocate for equality, and speak globally on unity and peace. When the 1980s arrive, he's not a fading legend battling Parkinson's symptoms. He's a vibrant global ambassador, appearing on television, at world summits, and at the Olympics as the face of human potential. The image of Ali lighting the Olympic flame in Atlanta in 1996 is still powerful, but in this timeline, it's not tragic or bittersweet. It's triumphant. The same steady hands that threw lightning jabs now lift the torch of a lifetime of purpose, uninterrupted. And perhaps that's the truest what-if of all. Because in reality, the silence of Muhammad Ali's ban gave us a martyr, but in this alternate world, it gives us a monarch. The Ali who never left the ring would have ruled not just the sport, but the story of sports itself. A man undefeated, unbroken, and unforgettable, whose every word, every movement, every punch echoed across generations. And yet, maybe the irony is this: even stripped of his titles, silenced by injustice, and locked out of his craft, the real Muhammad Ali still became everything this alternate version could have been. Because history may have silenced him, but greatness always finds a way to speak.